Hi, Assalamu alaikum everyone. Welcome to EdFestival 2021. As you know, it is a virtual expo that Edceum has collaborated with Gus on to bring to you a myriad of universities from different destinations, from UK to Germany, from US to Canada. It is a 3-day event that we're hoping helps students understand their own study abroad dreams better and helps them make informed decisions. Yesterday, we had a whole lot of exciting sessions. 7 university reps took us through Germany and UK, and we had 2 wonderful informational sessions as well on SOP, as well as preparing a resume. Today is going to be none less because we have universities from Canada and USA, and I'm very, very excited to see how the day will go along. Don't go anywhere, stay with us and try and attend as many sessions as you can. If you do make a decision today, call us at 0304 111 8020, and our ICEF certified counselors will be happy to begin your study abroad journey with you. So for today, kicking off day 2, we're going to begin with University Canada West, and I'll tell you a little bit about the university before we introduce our esteemed guest. University of Canada West is a contemporary independent university located in the heart of vibrant Vancouver. Established in 2004, UCW offers a range of career-focused undergrad and grad degrees for international students. They have a new campus. The globally recognized Vancouver House Campus was launched in October 2020, and they have a whole lot of student diversity. Students come from 90+ countries. 100% MBA students secure employment within just 6 months of graduation. There is high quality practical professional education with unparalleled access to a network of prospective employers. And yes, if you're asking about scholarships, there's about up to 10,000 Canadian dollars for postgraduate and up to 20,000 Canadian dollars for undergraduate degrees available. Eligibility for a postgraduate work permit begins as soon as you've successfully completed your degree program. And if you want to get admitted in MBA without GRE, GMAT, fresh out of university, or if you're worried about IELTS, register for Duolingo, a faster and cheaper way to get your offer. There are 4 times when intakes happen, and I'm sure our specialized university rep will be talking about it and also about the programs available. But in a nutshell, Bachelor of Commerce, Bachelor of Arts in Business Communication, Associate of Arts, and Masters of Business Administration. Whether you're a recent high school grad, a college or university grad, or a transfer student, or a working professional, you'll find what you need here. And to know more about the University of Canada West, we have Ms. Zora Sial with us, the Senior Business Development Manager. Welcome to EdFestival 2021, Zora. Zora, if you can hear me, you are on mute. It's over to you.
Hey guys, so sorry for that glitch. Thank you so much for the lovely introduction. It's a total pleasure to be here, Masuma. I was just saying that if we have teams like Edceum and people like you and the teams that I just sit back and relax and let you guys take over. Thank you for the introduction.
Yes, so I just thought we will do a deep dive, and if you can take the students through the application process, the programs available, the tuition fee, and if you just begin sharing the information.
Of course, of course. So as very rightly guys pointed out by Team Edceum, we have a wide range of undergraduate and postgraduate programs that we offer, some of which are offered particularly for Pakistan market. They range from, of course, pure business to all the way to the other end as well, being business for all business focused. UCW has always been business focused, and this is something that we take immense pride in. With University Canada West, we offer 4 different intakes. Anyone who's interested at any given point in time would be really, happy to know that we accommodate our students from all different facets of life and different academic backgrounds, which is why we're able to ensure that all of you are able to apply and get into any intake, which is why we have 4 intakes. So it's 4 more times the opportunity to be able to come in and start with us. So we have January, we have April, we have July, and then we have September, October intake, which is upcoming as well. July is also upcoming. And we have rolling applications. We will take students at any given point. So if you apply, say, in May and you want to go into July intake, right? And if you don't get into July, you'll still automatically be eligible for October. So we have a rolling process as far as applications are concerned. You guys would be really happy to know that we have very flexible entry requirements in comparison to other Canadian universities. Not because that we would take low quality students, we would never take low quality students, but because we understand that GRE and GMAT are not really significant in a lot of aspects when a student is coming from a specific academic background. So you'd be happy to know we don't require any GRE or GMAT for our postgraduate program, for our MBA. We also offer 3 different specializations. For those of you coming from an accounting and finance background, or wanting to go into that, specialize into that, we have financial management. Something to do with more innovating and creating and just kind of taking things with a more fresh perspective of today's world. You should go for innovation and leadership management. That is something that would really benefit you. Whether you're coming from an academic background or you're coming from a psychology background or you're a lawyer, it would always be beneficial for you to take that up. And last but not the least, we have entrepreneurship, where people who want to take their studies to the next level and want to progress with making most of their education by developing another entire new entity. For undergraduate, we again have business, but it's more diverse, with sociology and psychology being there, with courses like journalism being integrated. We have an entire array of Associate of Arts programs which we offer, which will then focus on 8 different faculties. So 8 different faculties would include anything from journalism to film studies to literature and so on and so forth. So very vast kind of portfolio with that. Anyone who wants to experiment with what they're doing, it's a 2-year program and will be really, really beneficial. With that, we also ensure that our students who are coming from a particular academic standard and background are taken care of and are given that reward. So we, like Masumar rightly pointed out, offer a lot of scholarships. For postgraduate, we offer a scholarship of up to 10,000 Canadian dollars. Now, let me put that into perspective. Let me give a little bit more perspective to you guys here. So when we say $10,000, up to $10,000, you have to understand that the total tuition fee is only 35,100 Canadian dollars, which is really, really reasonable if you think about Vancouver, a major city, also at the heart of Vancouver, studying a business degree. If you compare it with other, surrounding universities, you would really be like, oh wow, this is a big, a difference in cost, as well as the quality is there, because we share a lot of faculty with British Columbia, University of British Columbia. So you're getting, the same quality of education throughout Canada. That's standard for Canada, while you're also not paying as much, while still living in the 3rd most livable city in the world. Having said that, we also want to put into perspective that not all students are eligible. So when you guys do go to Team Edceum and meet their counselors, please remember that we would take students only for scholarship consideration if they have a minimum of 75% and upwards. Lower than that, anything less than that would not be considered for scholarship. Similarly, for undergraduate, we have a scholarship of up to 20,000 Canadian dollars. Same rule applies. We want minimum 75% for consideration of this. However, we also have a bursary specifically for Pakistani students. Now, that bursary is specifically for our Pakistani students who want to apply and want to go, but they don't have the kind of 75% above grades to score the scholarship. So that is a 17,400 Canadian dollar worth scholarship or bursary that we offer to all of our undergraduate Pakistani students to help them pay and kind of get along with their studies. It would be interesting for you guys to know that we are one of those universities that was on the forefront of accepting anything other than IELTS as well. So we take Duolingo. During COVID, it became really difficult to be able to go and get your IELTS dates and then give your IELTS test. So we will accept Duolingo for all of our students. However, please remember that's not for visa. Don't confuse that. But we will take Duolingo as well for our students. For our undergraduate, again, we would have similar 4 intakes: January, April, July, and then September, October. It would be really important here for me to tell you guys, all of you who are interested in applying right now and thinking whether or not to apply, we have applications offers. So remember that the Canadian government has announced that they would give a response to anyone who files their study visa for Canada by 15th of May. A response would be given out to them by 7th of August. So if you file your visa by 15th of May, you will have an outcome, hopefully a positive one, by 7th of August. This is announced by the government. So let's not forget how relevant this is, how important this is when it comes to students who, prior to this announcement were confused because Canada takes forever to give out a response for visas. This is a big opportunity and we must recognize it as such. So anyone who's still thinking of applying, guys, go right ahead, go to Edceum, apply, get your applications and get your offers sorted. So we issue you offers, pay your fees, get your LOAs, file your visas. We still have time to make it. We can still make it. And even if you guys miss the 15th May touch point, we still anticipate a lot of positive outcomes for visas for Canada in the long run. So we would encourage all students to focus on that. I would want to point out here that students who are coming from non-business background would still need some kind of experience to be able to get into our MBA directly. Now, for undergraduate, this rule doesn't apply. So if you're coming from pre-medical or if you're coming from sciences and A-levels, etc., whatever, you're still directly eligible to get into our undergraduate. We don't even offer a foundation for undergraduate. We see that it's not conducive to growth in terms for undergraduate students. If you're going into the first year, you're going to be taught the same courses. There is no need for a foundation. However, for postgraduate students who are coming from non-business to now wanting to shift into business, we do offer a 3-month foundation simply and purely because we understand that there needs to be a bridge. It's not so much a foundation as much as it is a bridge, exactly what I like to call it, between the non-business front and then venturing into complete pure business studies. Because we understand that somebody who has come from a non-business background like myself would struggle if they were thrown into an industry in the long haul, which is the most famous and the most flourishing industry right now as well, mind you, in the particular province we're based in, British Columbia. They would struggle. So it would be important here to note that we do have a foundation. It's 3 months long. The total cost for that foundation is 7,020 Canadian dollars. And we offer a $5,000 grant upon submission of an amazing, spectacular professional SOP, which is expected of anyone at this point. So we would need you to give us a 500-word SOP, and then you are eligible for the 5,000 grant of foundation. But the foundation, why I mentioned it in the first place, was because I understand that it's important for non-business background students to have that A connection, be understanding of why they're getting it, instead of thinking they're getting it because they have a lower CGPA. You may have a 3.7 average in engineering, right, mechanical engineering, but if you don't have a minimum of 4 years of professional experience, you would need to go through the foundation. And the foundation is only 3 months, so 2 years MBA and then foundation. We take immense pride in our foundation and MBA, offer letter and the amalgamation of that, because it's not a separate degree. Unlike other Canadian colleges or universities that offer that, we are able to secure our students from the visa front as well as admission point of view, because A, the duration doesn't go over 2 years, including the foundation. B, because it's a combined offer and you don't have to complete one separately and then progress to the other. the visa officer not only looks at it positively, but the student also is able to then kind of, slowly ease into the degree. We take immense pride in this because there are other courses, other PGDs, PQPs, pre-masters out there that will require you to not only start separately, finish separately, and then reapply and get into an MBA. We don't do that here at UCW. We make sure that our students are safe from the word go. Other than that, IELTS, if you do want to give IELTS and you don't want to give Duolingo, we need 6.5 overall, no band less than 6. It's a straightforward, right off the bat, across the plate requirement, undergraduate and postgraduate, and it's not that high, to be honest with you. 6.5 and no band less than 6 is pretty reasonable, if you ask me, with Canada specifically. Any student coming from ACCA background with a certain number of papers is eligible to come into our MBA and may even get some exemptions. So ACCA students, the MBA Financial Management specialization is amazing for you. With exemptions, and you're still eligible for scholarships. So you can get exemptions of up to 4 courses, which bring you down some 9,324 Canadian dollars worth in terms of tuition fees, which is again very, very important. I want to completely shift my focus from this to another very relevant point, after which I will hand it over to my team, my collaborating team at Edceum, for any questions that they might have or any questions that have been shot towards them. I want to mention here the significance of how much we've done to accommodate all of our students and make sure that our students are taken care of during this difficult time, during COVID. All of our students who have gotten visas and have had naturally traveled to Canada and have to quarantine, that's a compulsion, all of them have to quarantine for 2 weeks, will be getting a 650 Canadian dollar voucher from us, from UCW, for the expenses that they need to cover and pay for during those two weeks. So as a university, if that doesn't tell you how considerate and how student-centric we are, I don't know what will. We've ensured that our students' health and well-being is of utmost priority, as well as their financial constraints are managed to as much as the degree as possible. And with regards to that, we've ensured that UCW pays their 2-week quarantine cost off. So anyone who was concerned about that, all my students who are listening to me right now, you must remember that we are in this together and we will take care of you to the very end, inshallah. That's all from my side for UCW. I'm sure there are so many questions that students are going to throw at me, and they're going to be coming through, with all kinds of angles. I will take those now if there's any questions. And over to you, Masuma.
Yes, thank you so much, Zora, for a thorough yet razor-sharp focused session. We do have a lot of questions coming in, and I'll just dive right into it. The first question that our student is asking us is, does getting an admission in UCW help with visa acceptance?
So interesting question there. Thank you for your question to the student who's pointed out. Never, ever, ever is a Canadian institute, university, or college linked to the possibility or probability of visas. Please remember this when we talk about Canadian institutes. The concept and the psyche generally in Pakistan is still associated to the British system of admissions and visas. So UK is different. UK universities are very, very relevantly associated to the number of visas that may be granted out, simply because it's a particular university. With Canada, that's not the case. So even if you apply to a college, for example, we have under the GUST portfolio, there's partner college, which is TSOM. So Toronto School of Management, it's a college, but we've had 100% visa ratio for it. Alhamdulillah, touch wood before I jinx it, but we've had 100% visa ratio for that. So you can't really, that doesn't apply. Whoever's asked this question out there, this doesn't apply here. If you're asking whether a university is good to go to, that's a relevant question, because it's all about what makes the right fit. I hope that answers the question.
I hope that answers your question, and I'll take another one really quickly. Zora, another student is asking us, can you tell us a few points about UCW which will help me in my visa interview?
Okay, so if you do end up getting a request for an interview. That is, if you do. I've been doing this gig for so long with Canada. I assure you that until and unless you have something really shady about your academic or financial profile, they will not call you for a visa interview. But if they do, and with regards to you wanting to ace it, remember what you're applying for is the most significant input here. The course that you're applying for, the modules that you're looking at. Remember that you, a genuine student, if I was applying, or for that matter, Masuma, I think you would agree with me, if any one of us was applying for a program, we would literally get into the modules and look at what we're going to be studying, because we don't want to just go in and be like, okay, it's just another course, fine. Only students who want to just get out of the country would do that. Genuine bona fide students would know their course modules and where the campus is, even the closest eateries. Oh, okay, I can go here, I can go do that, even online, because everything is so digitalized. You need to have that information. You need to know that information. And you need to know that this is what they would be looking for in a genuine student.
I agree with Zora, and I think, even what we did as students was, Zora, that we would even look up alumni of our university. And,
yes, I was about to say that. Absolutely.
Yes. So, parents would want us to perhaps touch base with cousins and relatives, but, we've been students.
Are the teachers nice? Is it a nice faculty that they have? So on and so on and so forth.
So, and, most of the time abroad, there's that privilege that you get to study from faculty who've written books, right? So the actual authors or esteemed professors are taking those courses. So you look them up, and then I think the visa and all comes later. Thank you so much, Zora, for your reply. And we have another question. So we can take one last question, and that is about, will UCW help us get jobs after we've graduated? I know you've mentioned it, but if you can reassure the student again.
Not a problem. I like taking such questions because it's always about return on investment as well. Quality of education is only mitigated, or it's only measured by the fact that you have return on investment. If you don't have an ROI that's meeting your expectations, then it's not worth it. It could be, I don't know, going to Cambridge, and if it doesn't meet your ROI, then it's just not worth it. So return on investment wise, yes, absolutely. We have certain measures in place that ensure that our students, as long as you are willing to do your part, we've done everything and we've got everything in place. So right off the bat, when you start with us, you have to understand that we have a lot of associations, affiliations, and accreditations, which enable you guys to be able to go out there, and then your degree is very professional. Because of the fact that your education is very practical and professional, you're already going to be a step ahead of everyone else. Taking that into consideration and then moving it forward, why I say we're very practical and professional is because we offer a 16th course. It's an optional course as part of our MBA, and it's right toward the end of your degree, which is very technical and practically done, and it's very purposefully done, so that you're able to not only take it but also carry on with the same organization that you're working for if they want to hire you. So it's a fully paid, it's like a co-op, so it's a paid, professional, practical experience, the 3 Ps, and it's part of your degree. So it's best of both worlds. So you're making money and professionally earning experience while you're also contributing to your studies. This ensures you to not only be able to get an idea of what the practical world out there would be, but also simultaneously helps you secure a job, because then you make links and you're out there, and it's all positive for you in that regard. We also have a placements office that's present anywhere, I think, in any university, but ours is a little bit more focused simply because of the fact that we make sure that we are associated to really major businesses and affiliated with them, so that our students are able to then, collaborate with them in the long haul. And last but not the least, like Masuma pointed out right in the beginning, we have a 100% graduate employability ratio. So within 6 months of graduating, all students who stay back are employed. And that in itself is, self-explanatory of how important it is for us to, get our students out there and employed. And last but not the least, before I forget, I know we're running out of time, but I have to get this information across. We, as a private institute and private university in Canada, are authorized to only teach courses that the job market has high demand for. So when you're studying with us, you're safe. You know that this course is in high demand, which is why we have specific courses. I hope that answers this question.
Thank you so much, Zora. And I think 100% employability is, we hardly see it anywhere. So I would, say it is more than a USP. It is really, really unique. Thank you for pointing that out, Zora. And I know I did say that that was my last question, but we have one of our attendees of the Zoom webinar, someone who'd registered. And so we'll take this question. Since yours is a popular session, Zora, I think the students don't want to let you go. And the last question is, if we have currently no source of fee payment, can we do part-time job and pay our fee and apply?
Okay. So this question is a bit confusing for me. So if you're saying that you want to go there and then work, if you're asking if you're allowed to work, yes, you're allowed to work. Let's get that right across. You're allowed to work part-time, and you can very well pay off your tuition fee with that. If you're asking whether you start here and pay and then go, that's a little confusing, because you need to have a certain amount of money to be able to pay off your tuition fee right off the bat from here. So if you don't have a minimum of, I think right now 2.5 million Pakistani, you won't be able to pay off your tuition fee from here. So I didn't understand that question. There's two parts to it.
Right. Thank you so much, Zora. And I think I'll try and have a go at that as well. So you would need some sort of, financial backing to apply and to get in and all.
Yes.
And then for maybe sustenance, right? To sustain your fee, you could work there perhaps and then pay simultaneously.
Absolutely. Work and then pay off. Yeah, that's doable. That's doable. We have a minimum wage rate of $17 an hour in Vancouver. So that's doable, but you have to have something to go from here.
Yeah, so thank you so much, Zora. And that brings us to the end of the session without a minute to spare. And so thank you so much for taking out time to be a part of EdFestival. And I would like to thank the viewers as well, for everybody who tuned in, for everyone who showed interest in the festival so far, and especially in the UCW session. So, if there are any questions.
Thank you so much for having me, Team Edceum and Masuma. It's been a pleasure.
Right, thank you. And so if there are any questions still on the top of your mind, and if you have made up your mind to apply to UCW, please call us at 0304-111-8020, and we'll get you started. If you have any questions from, you'd like to pose to Zora, but we're too shy, we'll make sure we get replies for you. Thank you so much again. And for the rest of you, stay tuned for other sessions, because we have a lot more to offer in the EdFestival 2021. Thank you, and signing off. Thanks.
Okay. Bye.